to you as we get it. Sawa sawa. Yes. All right. We get into a conversation this hour, and we're going to be looking at this relationship that has to be curated ever so carefully between governors and their deputies. And we're going to be looking at protocol and marginalization, how leadership fallout threatens service delivery. And joining us in the studio today is the Deputy Governor of Elgeyo Marakwet County, Professor Grace Cheserek. Good morning, DG.
Good morning, Du.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's good to be here.
Karibu.
And I hope that we'll have a good discussion.
Karibu Sana for the first time to the hot seat of the Situation Room.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to have you here. As we get into this conversation, you may know that we go around the African continent every week. We come back from a different country with their proverbs. Dennis will share.
Yes. Today we are in Mauritius. It is an island country with a population of over 1.3 million people. They are huge in tourism, manufacturing, and also is considered as a financial hub. The proverb that we get from Mauritius, a short person hangs his bag where his hand can reach. A short person hangs his bag where his hand can reach. How would you interpret it?
Wow. It means my short way of interpreting is that you can only bite what you can chew.
Yep.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
It's the best way to go,
Yeah.
I would say. And so maybe things are not so short and sweet in Elgeyo Marakwet County. EMC, as we've shortened it this morning.
Yes, that's the correct one.
How are things going when we talk about marginalization? We're not talking about marginalization of people, but of a deputy governor, and how this actually affects services around the county. This conversation has budded a while ago in terms of the autonomy that deputy governors have after devolution. What's your experience in EMC?
So let me start by saying that I am not only a deputy governor, but I'm also the secretary for the Deputy Governors Caucus.
Yes.
And in the 47 counties where we have a governor, there is a deputy governor. And how do you get to be nominated to be a deputy governor? That is a constitutional requirement. It is done before you go for the final election, IBC election. So, and in the way a deputy governor is appointed is that the governor will see his strength of the vote and see where they have a weakness and they want to fill in the gap. For our case under Taita Taveta and other counties where we have two or more ethnic communities, the governor nominee would want a deputy from the other ethnic community just to balance on the numbers. And so immediately you are sworn in, it is all rosy and you are all excited that you're going to do a good job, you're going to deliver on the manifesto. And you enjoy it for a short while, up to 3-4 months. Then the governor appoints the county executive member, or what we call the ministers at the county government. Later on, again, they appoint the chief officers. And immediately that circle is complete. Then a deputy governor is seen as a threat to the seat. So now the governor will deal directly with the chief officer, directly with the CC. So we can say CCM for the minister, the county ministers. And where we have very good governors, and there are less than 5, the governor gives an executive order to now identify what will be the role of the deputy governor. But majority of us are just in limbo. You wait for the governor to send you here, because the deputy governor has only 2 key roles, constitutional. That is to be the principal advisor and assistant to the governor. So normally when you give advice, you can give advice at mostly. But it is upon the person being advised to take it or leave it. Then when they say you will assist the governor, supposing he does not give you the opportunity to assist him, it means then you are just left out there. And in cases whereby you have 2 ethnic communities or the county at large, the deputy comes from one corner, the governor comes from one corner. So then the deputy is seen as a second senior most at the county government. And even the expectations from the people is so high that when you go to a function, the people will stop saying we have the deputy governor. They say sasa tuko na governor. We have the governor is here. Everything will be sorted out because the boss is here. But remember, you don't have finality in everything that you're going to deliver. So you are left to just wait to be sent here and there. And sometimes I know several of my colleagues who are now out of office. And for the last 2 to 3 years, they've been out of office, which is so unfair, because it means then most of the deputy governors come with professionalism. Some of us are doctors, some of us are engineers, some of us are lawyers, economists, and they could have served the county better if they could just be given roles and responsibilities by the governors.
Can I ask you, though?
Yeah.
Every single deputy governor at the county level was a running mate
Yes.
of their governor.
Yes.
There's nobody who was just picked out by somebody. You were in a relationship,
Yes.
quote unquote, for the entire campaign period, and you must have had a conversation along the line.
Of
And there
course.
was usually we see the technocrat is the running mate.
Yes.
Technocrat.
Yes, it is.
And that's what you say to the people that look at how we are going to. Many times the governor is the politician, the running mate is the technocrat, who the understanding is that we're going to come in and actually move policy and get things done. So there's an understanding.
Manage business.
Right.
Manage the day-to-day
So what
business.
happens once the swearing in takes place? Because this is not a new story. We've seen time without number across counties that this complaint has been there. What happens? Because you're running mates. You had an agreement.
I really don't know. You can't tell. Sometimes when you complain to Senate, the Senate says we cannot legislate on relationships. So it's just up to the personality of the governor. Are you somebody who can delegate? Are you somebody who feels that everybody should be involved? Or you just want to be a one-man or one-woman show? You will just want to give instructions and not discuss. And of course, the deputy governors are there to leverage on the existing policy, county and national policy, to say this is okay, this might go against the law. And every time you raise those challenges, especially the way business is being handled, then you are seen as not supporting the government.
Well, Prof,
Yeah.
the word has it that upon assuming office, the deputy governor
Yes.
develop an appetite of entrampments of power, and that the governors feel the deputies are trying to create two centers of power, which cannot exist, because even constitutionally, as you know, it is not it is not prescribed as such, and this appears to be a budding, interest for the deputy governors of wanting to be or to succeed politically. Once you get into office, the attention, the power, and everything that comes with the office makes the deputies to feel that perhaps also they could start budding and growing politically.
And enjoying the powers of being a
and
governor.
this becomes an existential threat to the incumbent governors, hence the strained relations. Because from what you're saying and what we have seen in practice, this is that time we are having a dispensation, a governor and a deputy since the promulgation of our constitution. So even if there were mistakes, people would have learned along the way. But it seems to be personal differences that arise, perhaps from unmet expectations or frustrations between the pair.
Let me put it like this, when we started devolution in 2013,
Right.
there was a clear line between the role of the governor and the deputy governor. And every deputy at that time was assigned a budget, and also they were assigned to supervise as a department or two.
This is by the discretion of the governor.
No, it was like all over the country that time. And come 2018, 2018, things changed. So I was not there during 2013, 2017. But it's like as they came in, there was a lot of work to be done, establishing the county government. So everybody got busy along the way. Now, come 2018, everything is established. We now have department clearly laid out, and we have already the ministers, the chief officers. And then now, of course, there is now resource that has to spread across the entire county. I would not say that deputy governors develop an appetite, because it depends on how you came in. I will give a few examples that I have interacted with. Some deputy governors were running for governorship. So when they came, they now joined hands and agreed for the colleague to be a governor and them to be a deputy governor with a local arrangement that maybe I will supervise 3 or 4 departments or 50-50, which it never exists anyway. And personally, I don't agree that there can be 2 centers of power, the county government. There has to be a head, and then the rest of us fall in line. So where there was that promise of, I will give you 5 ministries to be in charge, and they even wrote specifically maybe agriculture, roads, and I mean the big departments where the money is, environment and water. Then where it was not agreed, okay, so I'm told some even agreed, I will give you to appoint 3 CECs, which is not possible. It's not constitutional. Of course, that happens if you are not given your promise. You know, what do you feel? You feel you have been cheated. Most of us are technocrats, I agree with you. And we came in to build the capacity. Like for me, I have 23 years of work in the public service, and my governor had just risen from being a deputy governor to become the governor. And I come from a community called Marakwet. He comes from KO. And I was to now bring in take care of government, make sure things are in order, because the people could see is the youngest governor. That time when he came in, he was 34 years. So I was seen as this lady with the experience to now steer in the county government. And I did that for a long time. And I didn't have many ambitions to be a governor. I wanted to support him to finish his 2 term, and then maybe I can sort myself there ahead. And along the way, you find that your office has no budget. Completely. Remember, you are the 2nd highest in the county government. Wherever you go, you are seen to be to take the role of the governor. And even when you go to open a small project, the community will say, okay, so governor amekutuma na nini? So when my office did not have a budget, I had a problem from the word go. And I raised that in 2023, which up to today has never been resolved. Along the way, I said, okay, we can still work with whatever is there. I looked for partners to do things here and there. But now, the biggest challenge that has come is that we are part of this government, and we will be answerable to the people. Whereby projects have been done, you've not been involved, you've been completely sidelined, and now you are going to carry the burden. So you have to speak up. And I'm sure you are aware that about 5 deputy governors are now out of office. They are not accessing the offices. So we have, as deputy governors, we've also said, what is the solution? So we've appealed to Senate to repeal the County Governments Act so that there are specific roles for a deputy governor. And now it is in the 2nd reading at the Senate. Hopefully they pass it, then it will help the next deputy governors.
It is being seen as if deputy governors are only important as we are looking for office. You know, once you get to office, you might as well just be a flower boy or a flower girl for all I care. And with that, then, how does that translate to the promise that you gave to the people of EMC today in terms of deliverables that were there? During the time when now it is to respond to Wananchi's concern, are you in that mix, or does the governor just carry that burden alone? And how does that then affect?
For me now, I've decided to speak up because I don't want to be fried. Where I was not, I've not done much. I've given all the advice. And I'm telling my people, I've already advised the governor, given all the advice that I feel things should go. And if that advice is not taken, I am stepping out. So that then I am not crucified with him. And it's not only me. There are quite several of the deputy governors. Remember, there is one who just resigned, the deputy governor for Homa Bay just resigned. And the one for CIA is out of office, the one for Trans-Nzoia is out of office. And several are just surviving. They're just surviving. So what happens, you have 2 options as a deputy governor. If you still want to be relevant in politics, you speak up, or you just die a slow death and exit the political scene. And that is what will happen to most of us, I'm afraid. The deputy governor for Laikipia is already head on with his boss because he thinks he can do a better job. And the tragedy is this, that development is led by politics. And I think that is the biggest challenge that we have at the county governments, that the politician, the senior most politicians, then decides what happens. Although in Elgeyo Marakwet we have a different way. In Elgeyo Marakwet we have an Equal Development Act, whereby our money is like we are actually implementing what development fund. So all our development funds come to the county, and then it is shared along the 20 wards.
Yeah.
And every ward has their money, and we're also leading in terms of public participation. And after we do a lot of in-depth public participation, we identify the projects. It is us as an executive to do the design, the PQs, and implement. Then the MCAs will come and oversight. But now you see, a project is funded to the tune of 4 million, maybe a road. But when you go to the ground, you don't see a road that looks like 4 million. You have you buy an equipment, what 7.5 million.
You have the BQs, you have the oversight, the supervision by the MCA.
Yes, the MCA will do it.
Yeah. So how does it not translate? Because the budget approval happens at the
county
assembly.
government.
At the county government.
County assembly, sorry.
So then the project is implemented
by the executive.
Yes. And it is consumed by the constituents of that ward.
Yes.
So the person in charge of making sure that the money we approved and the quality of the project we approved is implement. The person in charge of that is the MCA, right?
Yeah.
So when there is no that tallying from beginning to the end, who is held accountable?
Of course, the executive.
The executive.
Yeah, that is the county assembly and then the county executive.
But then now here you have a deputy.
At specific department.
Correct. Yeah. Then you have a deputy governor like yourself who is saying the way we are managing our county is not competent enough. We can do better.
Yes, we can do better.
We don't do quality service provision to our people. But the MCAs whose roads are not built up to standard are not with you. Where is the disconnect?
But the people,
I'm using your county as an example.
Yes, let's use Elgeyo Marakwet as an example. How I pick these matters is there are complaints from the community, and sometimes they come to the office to ask how about this, what happened, we are complaining, or they just share it in social media, take a photo, and people are complaining about it. So I take that opportunity to go around and say what is really not happening. And even before I go speak out in public, I have already talked to the department. I have even raised it to the governor. And in the department, you speak to the CC.
Yeah.
And I speak to the governor. Where we've not sat to talk, I just make sure I've shared that information with him and give it time to see how they respond to it. And where they have not responded completely, then I've now decided just to be the spokesperson for the community.
But what's the response of Senator Kisang? Because at the end of the day, he is playing oversight for the county, ensuring that even funds, he lobbies for funds that come to Elgeyo Marakwet. So one would then hope that if there is problem between the governor and the deputy in terms of executive working together and delivering to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County, as the oversight body, as the senator, does he play any role in ensuring that is seamless working within the county, especially at the executive level?
Yeah, the role of the senator, of course, is still to source for funding for the county, and also to oversight the projects. And before it even gets to him, somebody has to raise it from the ground. And since I am at the ground, daily I'm in Elgeyo Marakwet, so I get it faster and even before the senator gets it. And mine is to not to expose the governor or to show that there is bad working relationship, but just to make sure that that department delivers. So my role is I want to raise these issues, not to castigate anyone or to just to make sure that that department can respond. And on several occasions, I raised the issue of hospitals, and I see now something is happening. And I raise it to the governor, I raise it to the minister, the CCM, and I also raise it to the hospital in charge to say, why is this complaint happening? And sometimes you go to the hospital, you speak to the patients, they give you these challenges. So mine is to say, can we do better now? Not tomorrow.
But now.
Let's not wait for the come for second time and then we do better. No, let's do better now. so that as we exit, we see where we have given service delivery. And for the three of you, you are Kenyans. Maybe I think Du is not, but she has been socialized. You should get a Kenyan name. I'll give you one today.
Well,
You look like a Chebet.
Yes.
Those girls who go get us.
we will do public participation.
So what we need is that value for money. I can guarantee you that there's a lot of money going to the county governments. But if today you come down there, you may not see anything. For us, we've had like now $1 billion every year for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
That is $4 billion. And
That
I
is
can
the own
say
source?
if you go round,
That's your own source.
no, that is from the national government.
Okay.
Our own source is very little because Elgeyo Marakwet is a small county. I
Right.
think we are doing at the range of 300 million.
Uh-huh.
And you don't see something tangible.
And whose responsibility is that, DG?
It is the executive, where I sit in as the vice chair. At the county government, we have a cabinet chaired by the governor. I sit in as the vice chair and the 10 ministers. And sometimes we have management where we bring the chief officers who are the
CEOs,
accounting
yes.
officers. And we agree everything, government approvals, but reality on the ground is different.
Well, then I want to.
Whether it's incompetence, whether it is what you call corruption,
No, we
don't
call it
understand.
incompetence.
I can't
We
say
call
that.
it incompetence because that's what it is. If you're given a responsibility and a duty and resources and a team to help you deliver, and you're not able to deliver,
Yes.
it is nothing else. You're purely incompetent. You cannot do the job. And this cuts across not just, your county, but across the nation. That's what the nation is talking about.
Yeah.
Even our tax revenue, we collect so much money. We do budget allocation.
Yes.
We do projects evaluation and prioritizing, but then when it comes to implementation, we don't get what we paid for.
Yeah.
That is the corruption 101. Now, my question is this. When you look at the county government's layout, you have the MCAs, you have the ward admins, you have have an entire structure.
A whole structure,
That is meant to make sure that utilization of our resources is optimized.
Even at the level of ward,
Yes.
you have what we call project management committee, who are representative of the people.
Of the people.
Yeah.
So when as a DG, you come out and say that, folks, we're getting a road deal.
Yeah.
Then you have this whole structure that is not complaining with you. Because I would expect by the time a DG is saying this is not working, the committee at the ward level,
Yes.
the ward admin, the CEO, the CEC,
The directors.
the directors, the senator would be in unison with you saying, indeed,
Yes.
what the DG is saying is not personal. It is purely professional opinion that we are not delivering for our people.
Yeah.
What is this that is stopping the rest of the team to rally with you and say, we can do better together?
I can confirm to you that all the people below the chief officers are complaining.
They are complaining.
They are complaining,
Uh-huh.
but they don't have a voice. That's the directors up to the ward level.
Yeah.
They're complaining. And since they don't have a voice, I decided to be this voice. Yeah. In any case, now that I don't have a specific job, I am going to do this. And my take is this: somebody will ask, "What do you expect to gain out of this?" To gain out of this is that either you see a sin and close your eyes, see no evil, hear no evil, or you see it and speak about it, in the hope that someone else will pick it up from there. I don't have any legal responsibility to sue anything or to write a whole report. But now I am expecting that as I raise these issues, the MCS can pick it up, the senator can pick it up. Even if we assume that there could be some corrupt practices, there could be maybe conflict of interest, then other government organizations can pick it up and see what happens.
If there wasn't this shadow of the idea that deputy governors are undermined, would Professor Cheserek be raising some of these issues of things not working according to policy in the county? As in, is it a direct result of the feeling of being undermined that pushes you to say, okay, well, the executive is failing here? If there was clear-cut path and saying, here you have a budget which you're operating, you have things that you're doing, would these issues come up?
I think so, because I think it is, for me, it's a personality issue. Where I've been before, I would like to see results, you know. I'm involved, and I feel the pinch because I'm involved in the entire process, the planning, the budgeting, even in the way documents are submitted. Because my governor has given me a leeway. Sometimes I chair the cabinet on his behalf. So we do all these good things. Finally, it goes to the assembly, they approve, the budget comes back, and we don't deliver good. And it comes out of, again, lack of an open forum where we have a discussion with the governor to now air out these things.
Yeah.
So you keep sharing, and you don't really get to have a good discussion on how things are happening. And let me tell you, and I don't know where you got this from, because as a governor, it is assumed that you appoint CCs who are professionals in that area, just like even the structure of the national government to the county government. And you need to give those people opportunity to deliver. So I don't know whether as we do the documentation, because I did a lot I really pursued the development of our CIDP. I personally took that responsibility to make sure that the document is well done and it is there. And I've followed up the review now. And I want to see, can we deliver something? I am this leader who wants to see results. Not just to sit there. Of course, some DGs have just decided to earn their salary and go home. I'm not that kind of a person. I want to earn salary for where I have done some work. So it is not out of any coercion. It's only that we are getting to the end of this. What are we going to speak to the people?
You have no report to show, and that concerns.
And for the first 2 years, we did well. The 23-24. Even despite me having no budget, and I could see things were moving, 23-24. But 25, I started seeing the challenge.
So a short, straightforward question. So why are your MCAs then not impeaching the governor?
Maybe it will still get to that, I don't know. And we have just gotten into the electioneering year. Everybody is scared of touching anyone. So but maybe the only person who has nothing to lose is the deputy governor to speak out.
Did you
now
mention
MCA and governor, they are wanting to come back for the second term.
You mentioned earlier that you look at the approvals in terms of development in the county, say it's a road worth 4 million, Bob. But when you go to the ground, that road is not worth 4 million. So that means there has been misappropriation of resources when it comes to development that ought to get to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. So with that being there, and a DG has raised this issue, we're looking at 5 other counties where deputy governors are in office, and Kenyans are asking, why then do we need deputy governors if at all there is no role they are playing if others have decided to leave office?
I think there's a step that they keep missing. I don't know if it is only in my county or the other counties. After we've done the planning, the entire planning, before the budget goes to the controller of budget, we are supposed to co-sign with the governor. But that opportunity is missed out. That was introduced 2 years ago, but it has not happened. Actually, 2 financial years ago. The one that we are working on now should be the third one. But it has never been brought to my attention to sign it. So those could be some of the
violation. Then.
Those could be some of the loopholes. I hope no one is forging my signature for that case. And sorry, I just missed your question.
So
the essence of deputy governor.
In our discussions, because we were very active from the word go. We used to have several meetings to the extent that you have capacity building trainings for governors, and there's no capacity building training for deputy governors, and this falls under the Council of Governors. So to us, we see it like it is kind of there's an agreement with the Council of Governors to make sure that the deputy governors don't have a say, to actually step down on you so that you are not. they fear that you can be more popular than them, because most of us are technocrats, most of us has experience, we are professionals, we have experience from elsewhere, and we wanted to move counties further so that they can see there's this real development. So then that fear, it's actually some fear among governors that you should not speak. I remember sometimes earlier on, I was not even allowed to go into speaking to a radio station. And I asked, no, that is my constitutional right. Not even as a deputy governor, but as Professor Cheserek. You cannot stop me from talking. So I was almost being gagged not to speak. Yeah, but I jumped out of that pot, and now I am a free Kenyan to speak, and I'm happy the people of Elgeyo Marakwet are with me.
Would I
The entire people of Elgeyo Marakwet.
Would I be right by saying that if there is a constitutional demand that in every project there is that you together with the governor must co-sign, but we see that
the entire budget for the year.
If we look at the fact that you have not co-signed on the same, and we're seeing projects being implemented left, right, center, isn't that an illegality from the word go? Because at the end of the day, the process is where it's important. So if the process is flawed, then everything else that follows after is wrong. So would I be right by saying that that is an illegality in Elgeyo Marakwet County?
So maybe it's something that someone can check for the other counties. I remember the first year it was introduced, that was 24-25. Some deputy governors reported, because I told you I'm the secretary, reported that they signed. But majority of us did not sign. Then we said, let us wait, maybe it is still coming. It has not come. The second year passed. We didn't see that document. So it could be an illegality, but you see who is supposed to answer to that. There must be controller of budget. Yeah, should be checking what is happening here. We have made a proposal which is unconstitutional, that either in this amendment to the County Government Act, either we empower the office of the deputy governor or we remove it. But you see, removing it is interferes with the constitution. So it's easier to just make sure that you have some specific roles of a deputy governor. There are some 3 counties whereby a deputy governor is a CC of a certain department. So that way they are. But still, it does not.
Constitutional?
It is not. It is in the County Government Act. Because then, if I am the CC, for example, environment, so it means I sit in cabinet as a deputy governor, but when I go to the meeting of the CCM, I am just one of them. So then it actually lowers the cadre of a deputy governor, and you are not able to. Actually, you are supposed to help the governor oversee all the departments. And he can align you with 2 or 3 departments. Say, why don't you supervise this on my behalf? Supervise this. So it's not, again, lack of budget and work. You just go to the office and you don't know what you're supposed to do. So that we can. People like us who've been from the professional ways, you're like,
but then
what am I delivering at the end of the month?
Prof, when you are subscribing to that kind of an arrangement that I'm going to deputize you as my governor, you knew, because the role of a deputy governor and the governor are well prescribed. And then as a deputy, you serve at the behest, discretion of the governor. So you kind of knew, and this is what I was speaking to earlier, that now people develop an appetite because you feel like it'd be more useful, but then the usefulness that you want to provide kind of threatens the governor's existence, and this strains the personal relation. But away from what is not working, are there counties where, in your opinion, as a secretary of the deputy governors, are there counties where the relationship between a governor and their deputy is amicable and it is working? And how has that impacted the performance of that county?
Yes, we heard from the deputy governor from Kirinyaga, deputy governor Mombasa, and deputy governor Bungoma. They reported they are working well with the governor because they have been given some responsibility. And Kajiado, the DG for Kajiado is in charge of disaster. So you can sit every day, Monday to Friday, just checking, is there any disaster? The one for And also the one for Lamu is in the CC for health, and Mombasa is the CCM for environment.
But that sounds like a violation of the regulations.
Kirinyaga one has been given she's actually doing the deputy governor's work. He supervises all the departments on behalf of the governor. And when the governor comes, he gives feedback to the governor on what is happening. Yeah. So now where the a deputy governor, a governor is very busy. Let's get it from that point. He has to attend national meetings. He has to attend to partners. He has to go abroad. He has to attend Senate to respond. But the deputy governor is there most of the time. So this is the person who actually should be, closely advising the ministers, advising the chief officers whenever they have a challenge.
Okay.
And we actually do this. The only issue is sometimes you advise and they don't take it. It's like they are waiting for someone else to do this. You are not the overall boss.
So what I'm hearing you say is that the folks that you essentially oversight as a deputy governor are actually looking for a higher...
Not really oversight, supervise.
Supervise, fine.
Supervise,
are looking for a higher authority to endorse this action.
Maybe, but it could be in matters of service delivery. Yeah, not for what, just how to implement their development budget. Not to check on how much they're using on DSA to travel, no. Just to say, could we do this?
So if the governor
let me give an example of a bursary. So we have approved the list of a bursary, and there could be a delay in delivery of that check to that school.
Okay.
What is wrong with that deputy governor telling the CCM, could you fast track this?
So this is what I'm saying.
This is the
so
kind
the
of
CCM would, if Professor Cheserek came and said, can we get these checks moving along? Go.
The
CCM...
Could we have a timeline, maybe 7 days?
Right.
Let's have it,
So what you're saying is that CCM would
wait.
still hold on to that. But if Governor Wisely came and said, move this thing, we would see the thing go tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you think that this would be easier if the governor, him or herself, took the responsibility of ensuring everybody knew what this deputy governor is supposed to do?
Yes.
Or to say, look, this is the person who is my deputy. They already have...
You can say that in word, but you should do it in action.
So this is not done, is what you're saying?
You have to say it in action. Sometimes the governor will say, please respect my deputy governor, but is it real? And the fact that the governor now is not here every day causes delays in service delivery.
Okay. So these delays are not because the service cannot be delivered. Because there is an unspoken rule that we have to wait for the governor to be available before we get certain things done. It seems like this service delivery disruption is coming about as a result of an unwritten understanding that it is the governor who is essentially the god of the county.
And you see, if we follow that route, then it means we are saying that one person who is the governor is the CCM for agriculture, is the CCM for water, is the CCM for roads, is the CCM for that. And that causes a lot of delays in terms of service delivery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, remember that during a campaign period, a governor and the now deputy, paraded themselves as the pair that were going to deliver for the county. So at that point, the deputy governor, was fantastic. Knew everything. I'm still trying to understand.
There was value.
I'm still trying to understand how now, when sworn in, a deputy governor almost becomes valueless. If we can understand that, and then we have to ask a difficult question, which you alluded to, is that if this is the story, I mean, it goes far back as the last administration when Nyeri had the same problem. We saw the same problem in Kajiado, which Kajiado is okay now, but Kajiado had that problem last administration, whereby a deputy governor can go for 7 months without being paid just because West Pokot also the same thing. We have a DG who is resident in the United States of America and is earning a salary, but you don't feel the effect. Now, this is a hard question. If you don't feel the effect, and the CECM also isn't really going to rely on you, they wait for the governor. perhaps that question that you yourself asked earlier is to really then look at whether it is necessary to have the position of deputy governor, because it seems as though things are going to go on whether you're there or not.
It's a difficult situation. It is a personality issue. And where you feel you are threatened, that is how you want to behave, like a one-man or a one-woman show. But if you are comfortable in your seat, like no deputy governor was even aspiring to be a governor in for the last 3 years or 4 years. Maybe now this is the time they're coming out to say, oh, I can do better than this guy or this lady. Our concern is, could we do better? And since you have this very senior person, can this person assist the way the Constitution says, assist the governor in service delivery?
So, Prof, when you're governor of Elgeyo Marakwet in 2028,
Yes.
Professor Cheserek, when you're the governor of Elgeyo Marakwet,
Assuming I vie.
will you want to have a deputy?
For me, because I've been, I am somebody who I want to delegate. I give people the opportunity to deliver, have a plan, delegate, let them deliver, we review, and we see the results. If I was a governor today, this is what I would do. I would, one, have a discussion with my deputy governor. Where is your strength? Like for me, I'm an environmentalist. I am an associate professor of environmental human ecology. And when I see messes in water sector, when I see messes in the way seedlings are being delivered, it pains me that the people will say, but we have a whole professor in charge of this, and yet I am not in charge. So if I was a governor today, I sit down with my deputy governor. What is your strength? The deputy governor for Isiolo is a whole medical doctor. What is wrong with that medical doctor supervising the health sector? He may not be the CC, but let him be assisting the governor to supervise that sector. Where we have an economist, like our friend in Siaya, can he supervise the finance department for you? And revenue generation and all these things. And then after you've now identified, if they don't want to, if they are not, because they are deputy governors who are just politicians, or maybe former MPs, then you give them 3 departments to supervise on your behalf. And wait for that DG to give you feedback and listen to the deputy and implement what the deputy says. Don't now go again at the back of the deputy governor to speak to the CC, go again behind the back of the CC to speak to the chief officer. It is not good. It's not good.
No,
it's not good.
In your opinion, fine. So you'd want to have a deputy
let me finish by saying,
yes.
Human beings are... I was reading a book. It says human beings are spirits in touch with material things. Every human being wants to be appreciated. Every human being wants to be seen to contribute something. Every human being wants, even as you go to a meeting, say, this is my deputy governor. Let her stand and maybe greet you. This is my CCs. And behind the CCs are my chief officers. They can stand and wave so that you are seen to work as a team. You cannot expect, and we have allowed the governor to take all the credit. No one is competing with my governor specifically. We have allowed him to take all the credit. But all we say is, can you recognize the team that worked to deliver this? So that then they feel part and parcel of this. I see a lot of, how would I put it? I see a lot of, I mean, the staff are not, they feel they are not appreciated. Dissolution, they're disillusioned. They're not appreciated. At the level of a director, feeling dissolution means that department is dead, because this is the technical person in that department.
So which begs for the question, Prof.
So then this, a governor should be the head and allow everybody else to do their work.
Which still begs the question. In your opinion, in your professional assessment, if you are to give feedback to Kenyans, when we are going for governors, because in around 350 days, again we go.
Actually,
less. Actually, in 40 weeks, we go for the public participation, party primaries.
Yeah.
So where we'll do the filtering and decide who will be the candidates. Given your experience as a DG, and given your experience as the secretary of the deputy governor, so you have experience across the country on how the offices of the governors are operating. What are some of the things we need to look at when we are going for these gubernatorial candidatures? Because if we get it wrong from what you're saying, that one office, that one person is in charge of so much that affects so many for so long until the next electoral cycle. What should we be keen and looking at? Because if the DG is a technocrat, should they be the governors? Should we have professionals who understand, like a CEO, how to run a multi-billion, because every county is a multi-billion company.
Billion.
What should we be looking at? What are some of the traits? What are some of the elements, considerations?
Wow. Number one is I think we made a mistake to make a governor to be an elected person. Making it a political seat was a mistake from the word go. Because then he's also conflicted in a way that he's supposed to be talking politics and yet he's supposed to be implementing projects. So when I speak that this project was not done, I am seen to be against the governor. And yet it could be the reality. And you step on this other side and you want to be pro-people. So you're pro-people. You know, as a CEO, you don't agree with anybody as long as you delivered. If the CEO of Standard Group the target is to sell a certain amount, to raise a certain amount of money at the end of this financial year, that is it. But he will go his way, step on everybody, but he gets his target. But for a governor, you are supposed to hit that target, but at the same time be nice to the people. So a governor is split into two. But the number one, I would say, any governor who is not in good relationship with his deputy governor, number one, should not be re-elected.
Why? What if the deputy governor is the problem? Because then there is also what governors are saying, that by the virtue that deputy governor as well came in, say if it's in two different ethnic communities in one county, deputy governors have also come with their own horns who say, if it were not for me, you would not be governor, so you equally better respect me. So on the other hand, there are governors who want to deliver, but it is the deputy governors who are bringing them down. So
actually, there are deputy governors who came in much later, like myself. You see, in this country, after primaries, party primaries, there is ODM zone, there was UDA zones. So, like, if you pass the preliminaries, you're almost guaranteed of getting the job. But the ones who were vying for governor and then they agreed to not to, that's a problem. So, I'm saying, this is my proposal. Any governor who has not worked well with their deputy governor should not be re-elected. Why? If you could not manage that one person under him, how is he going to manage the rest of the county? Number two, let us get people with experience in management of public funding in the billions. Let's get people with experience. Not novice guys coming from I don't know where. Let's get people with experience. And the tragedy for Elgeyo Marakwet is interesting because my governor was a deputy governor. And he also felt he was being neglected by the governor. And now he has continued this neglect. So you see, anybody who's neglecting their deputy should not come, and let us get people qualified, people with some experience on how to manage, and also somebody with a people what? So somebody who has done some psychology, or we can prescribe a course in psychology to governors. Interestingly, there are courses that governors are supposed to do at Kenya School of Government. A very good governor would take advantage of that to fill in the gap where you feel you are not competent. I'm not demonizing my governor. There's quite a lot that we've done, but I want him to give me the space to assist him identify projects which are not done well, so that then the CCM can correct. Unless now he has a problem, You see, if I'm correcting the CCM, and the governor is protecting the CCM, which means he has interest. And this now can come to conflict of interest.
Really quickly, is there a conversation that you've ever had with the governor to say, come on, can we actually, sort this out? Have you?
I'm waiting for him to call me to that discussion.
Have you initiated it?
Have
you asked?
It is the boss to...
Well, you're the one who there's an issue among the DGs.
I'm just raising... No, for the DGs, we've already gone to Senate.
Okay.
In the proposals that we want the roles of the DG to be properly aligned in law, so that then as you come in as a deputy governor, otherwise, if you look at what we are going through, most people will refuse to take the position of being a deputy governor.
I hear you. Yeah. Dr. Grace Cheserek, Professor Grace Cheserek is the Deputy Governor of Elgeyo Marakwet County and has been here with us this morning. There's a lot that still needs to be unpacked from this. It's a constitutional office.
Yes.
And you're elected as, a pair. So it would be necessary to have all of this sorted. But thank you for giving insights into this with us today. We really appreciate you being here for the first time. We're looking forward to more conversations.
Thank you so much. The time was too short. I hope to have time to come again. And also have time to invite my colleagues to share the experience so that we build a better county next time. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Necessary. Good morning. It's 8 a.m.
The latest news. This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Posted yesterday.